سلام سلام آقا شهریار. سلام علی آقا. سلام سلام به همگی. من یه 5 دقیقه زودتر لایو رو شروع کردم. البته عرضم به خدمتون که با آقای کریستن اولی هم صحبت کردم، گفتم ما 5 دقیقه زودتر، سلام به همگی، 5 دقیقه زودتر لایو رو شروع میکنیم تا اینکه ایشون وقتی که پیوستن به لایو ما یه سری توضیحات رو من داده باشم. عرضم به خدمتون که حالا سوالات زیادی دوستان پرسیدن در ارتباط با موضوع امروزمون که بحث غواصی آزاد و غواصی آزاد تفریحی و غواصی آزاد به طور کل از توی تعداد سوالاتی که اومده بود، خب یک سریاشون خیلی مرتبط با بحث امروزمون نبود، چون بحث مقدار تخصصی هستش. حالا ما میتونیم راجع به مسائل خیلی عمومی‌تر توی فرصت بیشتر صحبت بکنیم، اما بحثی که هست اینه که ما به قول معروف مقدار به موضوعات فاندامنتال یا اساسی داریم توجه میکنیم و میپردازیم توی این بحثی که امروز هست، و اینکه میخوایم در اصل این قضیه رو به شما بگیم که تفاوت اصلی غواصی آزاد تفریحی و غواصی آزاد رقابتی در چی هستش و راهنمونای جناب آقای اولی christen هم که ایشون یکی از مدرسان بنام و مطرح دنیا هستند و من افتخار اینو داشتم که خدمت ایشون دوره لول 3 آیدام رو گذروندم. ایشون هم به ما میپیوندن و اینکه توضیحات رو حتما بیان میکنن. من حالا سوالاتی که هست توضیح بدم خدمتتون که به 2 نحو ما این قضیه رو جلو میبریم، چون بعضی از دوستان حالا ممکنه به خاطر بحث زبان انگلیسی مسائل یه مقداری سخت‌تر متوجه بشن یا اینکه حالا بعضی قسمت‌هایی رو متوجه نشن. من یه توضیح مختصر قبل از پرسش سوال‌ها به فارسی میدم. من سوال‌ها رو به این شکل هم به ورژن انگلیسی هم به ورژن فارسی اینجا عنوان کردم که اول برای شما فارسی سوالا رو مطرح میکنم که شما در جریان باشید. فقط خواهشی دارم اگر سوالی دارید که توی این زمینه هستش، به خاطر اینکه وقتمون محدود هست و اینکه شاید خیلی وقت کافی نداشته باشیم که بتونیم به تمام موارد رسیدگی بکنیم، ازتون حالا خواهش میکنم که توی فرصت دیگه‌ای، چون فکر نمی‌کنم خیلی فرصت داشته باشیم نهایتا 1 ساعت با توضیحاتی که ایشون میدن، اگر اینکه سوال دارید در زمینه اینکه اون قضیه رو متوجه شدید یا نه، من الان خدمتتون عرض میکنم که حتما یک دونه ویدیوی آجی تیوی من تهیه میکنم و مواردی که آقای کریستن توضیح میدن رو به جز توی اون ویدیو آجی تیوی دوباره برای شما توضیح میدم به زبان فارسی، که حالا شما اگر احیانا توی بخشی متوجه نشدید و اینکه به قول معروف اون قسمت رو کامل درک نکردین، توی اون ویدیو آی جی تیوی ما بتونیم به اون قضیه هم رسیدگی بکنیم. الان فکر میکنم دیگه تا چند دقیقه دیگه آقای اولی کریستن هم به ما ملحق میشن و اینکه ما انشاءالله این کار رو با ایشون پیش خواهیم برد. بازم سلام میکنم به دوستانی که حالا تازه پیوستن به بحث امروز ما، و حالا یک نوید دیگه هم بهتون بدم که ما احتمالاً، یعنی ایران فری دایو احتمالاً چندین لایو دیگه با چند تن از حالا افراد مطرح توی زمینه غواصی آزاد احتمالاً برگزار بکنیم که حالا دوستانی که هم دوستان با کار قهرمانان، کار افراد مطرح که توی زمینه غواصی آزاد در سطح بین‌المللی البته عرض میکنم کار میکنن، بیشتر آشنا بشن، فرصت پیدا بکنن که به قول معروف توی گروه ایرانی این مسائل مطرح بشه و خارج از اون فضای به اصطلاح حالا ویدیوهای یوتیوب یا حالا ویدیوهای اینستاگرامی که به وفور هست در اینترنت بتونیم سوای اون توی فضای ایرانی بتونیم این مسائل با ایشون در میان بذاریم و اینکه یک باب آشنایی هم خواهد شد برای دوستانی که اونور آب هستن و حالا خیلی درکی از سیستم غواصی آزاد شاید توی مملکت ما ندارن و نمیدونن که چقدر این رشته در ایران محبوبه و چقدر علاقه‌مند داره، که انشالله برای اونها هم یک معرفی باشه از کار ما و عرض میکنم که از امکاناتی که ما اینجا داریم آشنا بشن با دوستان حالا و اینکه حالا انشالله در آینده نزدیک به امید خدا اگر بحث مسابقات بود، بحث به قول معروف آموزش‌های تخصصی تر بود، یک ذهنیت از پیش نسبت به ما داشته باشن و فکر میکنم تو اون قضیه هم بتونه این مسئله خیلی کمک بکنه. حالا منتظر ایشون هستیم که تشریف بیارن توی لایو ما که ما ایشون رو دعوت بکنیم و بیان بالا. بازم سلام میکنم به دوستانی که تازه وارد لایو شدن. حالا امیدوارم که به درد بخوره و امیدوارم که حالا خجالت زده شما نشیم توی بحث موضوع امروز و قابل استفاده باشه برای شما انشاءالله. حالا با دوستان خوشوبشی بکنیم. با آقای موسوی عزیز هستن، آقا محمد رضای گل ارادت دارم خدمتون. بله حسین آقا سلام میکنم. آقای گرمی بله خیلی لطف کردین تشریف آوردین. حالا باز برای دوستان من یه توضیح کوچیکی عرض کنم که شاید میگم سوالاتی باشه که دوستان بخوان بپرسن. من فقط این مسئله رو خدمتون عرض بکنم که اگر سوالی دارید توی این زمینه ما مفصل توی بحث دیگه‌ای حتما با توجه به صحبتایی که رد و بدل میشه امروز بین من و آقای کریستن انشاءالله سوالات شما رو جواب میدیم توی بحث دیگه. و اینکه این 7 موضوع فکر میکنم 7 سوالی که یعنی من آماده کردم که از ایشون بپرسم فکر میکنم کل وقت ما رو بگیره. و آقای اولی هم تشریف آوردن. Hello Oli, okay, can you please send me a request so I can put you up and then we can continue. Okay, go live. منتظر هستیم که Yes. Hey, hello Oli.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you too. I've been watching your webinars with Murkanov systems with Alexey Murkanova. It was very great actually because as you said earlier, Oli, there has been changes and you know, I think most of the instructors, they are unaware of the changes, of the mentality of the sport, of the new standards or the way that we used to think, and then according to the changes, the way that we look at the sport. It was very amazing and it was very nice for me anyway.
Good to see that. And first of all, thank you for having me. And I'm really happy to see that we have like 35 guys online watching right now. That's more than I had yesterday with in my chat with Singapore when we did the business chat there on Facebook. So
okay, I think it's going to build up more. We're waiting to more to join us the live show. Okay, I just explain to the viewers because mostly they understand Persian language, so maybe they have difficulty to understand us. And I have explained to them that there's going to be another IGTV which I'm going to make, and we are going to discuss every detail that we don't have time to discuss with them in this short live which we are going through together. So I think most of the things that we are discussing now, it will be explained later on that IGTV in Farsi language. But please excuse me if I interrupt you in some cases, and because I need to explain, maybe it's something very important, so I need to explain in Farsi so they can understand, yeah, so they don't miss the main points of it. Okay, as a first question, I did a list anyway here, It's in Farsi and in English. It's just 7 questions. It's not that much, but I think it's going to take like maybe at 1 hour or so to reply to them all. Okay, I just do an explanation in Farsi to the viewers and then I'll come back to you and ask the first question. Okay, دوستان عزیز، من الان به آقای کریستن توضیحات کمی دادم. الان سوال اول رو میخوام ازشون بپرسم که خیلی شاید براتون سوال باشه، برای دوستانی که این بحث براشون جالب بوده و حالا پیوستن لایو رو دارن نگاه میکنن. سوال اول این هستش که میشه شما خودتون رو به صورت مختصر معرفی کنید برای کسانی که شما رو نمیشناسن. Okay, Oli, the first question is that can you please give us a brief introduction of yourself for those who doesn't know you in the sport, or because you know Alex Molchano is okay well known for the rest of the world, but you are yes, but you are the guy, behind the curtain. So, but and you are controlling many things. I believe that. So, if you please giving us an introduction of yourself, what you do and what you did for the sport.
It's the first time that somebody tells me that I'm the guy behind the curtain, but that's actually more or less true. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. My wife just showed me that movie the first time now, The Wizard of Oz. Don't mind the man behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. So it's true that I work behind the curtains mostly, and basically in education. So what I do, I talk to everyone in the freediving world and see what is developing, how are things developing, and based on that, I'm writing manuals, first for AIDA, now for Molchanovs. And in between, I was involved with PADI freediving. So the development of PADI freediving, I have to take off my headphone while I'm talking because I can hear myself with a delay. So that's easier. So that's one thing, writing the manuals that students get to read. So that's the basis of how students get their knowledge. And what's even probably more important is writing standards for instructors, how to teach and what to teach. And as freediving is still a very young discipline, and I don't only call it a sport, it's also a recreational thing that we do just for fun and not really as a sport, but it's still a very young thing that people do. So obviously there are many things are changing very quickly, and it's sometimes hard to keep track with all these developments.
Okay, I just do a short explanation. آقای اولی میگن که من بهشون گفتم که شما اون کسی هستین که پشت پرده است و این قضیه رو کنترل میکنه. ایشون میگه که اولین باره که حالا یه همچین چیزی میشنون و اینکه البته حقیقت هم داره، به خاطر اینکه ایشون توی زمینه بحث و بررسی و نوشتن متریال آیدا خب شخص اساسی بودن. همینطور الان برای مولکانوف دارن همین کار انجام میدن، یعنی متریال مولکانوف رو دارن مولچانوف رو دارن تهیه میکنن و دارن روش کار میکنن. توی بحث متریال پدی هم ایشون دخیل بودن و اینکه میگن کار اساسی ایشون این هستش که به مدرسین یاد بدن با توجه به صحبت‌هایی که حالا با فریدایورهای مختلف در اقصا نقاط جهان میکنن که چجوری این کار باید انجام بشه و ایشون این مسائل رو جمع‌آوری میکنن و به صورتی در اصل این قضیه رو پیش میبرن که قابل آموزش باشه و در اصل از طریق مدرس ها با علمی که دارن و با دانشی که دارن این کار رو پیش میبرن. سوال دوم این هستش که مرز میان غواصی آزاد تفریحی و غواصی آزاد مسابقاتی دقیقاً کجاست؟ چون این خیلی بحث مهمیه. من میخوام از ایشون الان اینو بپرسم و ایشون راجع به این قضیه به ما توضیح بدن. Okay, Oli, back to you then. The second question is that okay, regarding you know the many things that you've done for the sport, and you know the manuals and you know the teaching stuff and other things that you are recently busy with that. This is the main target of our discussion here, which the question is where is the borderline actually between the recreational freediving and the competitive freediving? This is something that people sometimes you know take it by mistake, and you know, for example, I do a 20-meter dive, for example, then I come up and then I think that I've done, you know, something that remarkable or extraordinary, you know, or even, you know, in more advanced levels, like maybe level 4 in AIDA or wave 3 in mole channels, or the other one in PADI Master Freediver. They go down like 40, 45, 50 meters, and they come up and they think that they did something remarkable, or did something that most of the people refer to as you know, a record of freediving or something like that. Can you please explain to us that where is this border, where is this borderline which separates the competitive freediving, I mean down here, and recreational freediving, which we were doing mostly?
It's not a sharp line. That's a thing that I would say to start with. And it is actually an achievement if a freediver reaches 40, 50 meters in this area. This is that's a proper achievement for everybody. The thing is this, what we also discussed in one of the webinars last week with Vitomir, who is a multiple world record holder and an associate for me. I work very closely with him. We agree both, as him as the top athlete and me, that I only care for education basically, and not about competitive freediving is not my thing. I'm not involved in that. But we both agree 40 to 50 meters is a range that you can reach without enhancing your fitness. So you can reach it as a healthy person, or even when you have some limitations, maybe an old lung injury from a lung infection 10 years ago, or you have limitations in your shoulders or whatever. So a reasonably healthy person that is mastering all the techniques can reach a depth of 40, 50 meters. So until that depth in this range, I would say, and we agree there that this is a matter of mastering techniques, what you learn in wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, what you learn in AIDA 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you master these techniques, you will reach these depths. If you don't reach these depths, it's not because you're not training like an athlete, you're not training enough, you're not fit enough. It's because you have a technical problem. Maybe it's your equalization that is not fine-tuned. Maybe it's your flexibility. Maybe it's your ability to mentally relax, which is a technique, and so on. So I would say there is a big gray area somewhere. Everything above 20 meters or 30 meters maybe is recreational freediving, and then there's a gray or actually very colorful area, and then comes the competitive diving, which you will not reach without going to the gym, without going for long runs, with building up your physical performance, and maybe also with training cycles, with diet, with all these things that are the same for every athlete, not only freediving, can be any sport. So certain numbers you will not reach without entering in this area. So there is a colorful zone in between, not a straight line. But when sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying? We just to give a simple answer, we simply said in AIDA the line is AIDA 4 and an instructor course, and everything beyond that is competition. Everything below that is recreational. And in Molchanov's, we have a different setup. Everything up to wave 3 is recreational, and the instructor course is on the same line. And then everything that goes beyond that, so the wave 4 course, which we are developing now, the wave 4 instructor course, the wave 4 instructor trainer course, you know, everything that is above or on the other side of that line, there we talk about competition and training and all that stuff that I mentioned before.
That's great. So you have, you are designing level 4 in Molchanov systems for the sport enthusiasts, for the competitive enthusiasts, that they would like to expand their ability and go beyond what we have discussed. Up to 50 meters. So if you want to go beyond that, so you need to do that level, and you are making that level somehow to help those people to become a competitive freediver in particular, particularly in practical.
Yeah, That's exactly why we do it. There is no course, as I know of yet, anywhere in the freediving world that is talking and teaching people who are interested to go beyond recreational freediving. Okay, now you become an athlete. What does that mean? How can you improve? And then we talk about where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 7 years? Maybe in the pool, dynamic, no fins. How far do you want to go? Do you want to beat the world record or the national record? So you can make then your own plans and development. So that's a unique and new thing. And I'm also there very happy to work closely together with Alexei Molchanov and with Vitomir Maricic, which are the dominating people in the freediving world. Alexei in the depth and Vitomir together with a few others in the pool.
Wonderful. Yeah. Okay, I just switch back to Persian, so I do a very quick explanation of what we have discussed already. دوستان، آقای اولی میگه که من ازشون سوالی که کردم گفتم این خط کجاست؟ خط بین غواصی آزاد حرفه‌ای و یعنی مسابقاتی و غواصی آزاد ریکرییشنال یا تفریحی کجاست؟ ایشون میگن که خط ثابت، یعنی یک خط مشخصی وجود نداره. میگن یک منطقه خاکستری هست از نظر ایشون. این منطقه خاکستری میگن مثلا از عمق تقریبا 35 تا 50 متر این توی منطقه خاکستریه. هنوز هم این منطقه متعلق به غواصی ریکرییشنال یا تفریحی میشه. مثلا عمق 40 متر که حالا لول 4 سیستم آیدا هست یا لول 3 سیستم مولچانوف هست، در اصل رسیدن به 40 متر هست و حالا لول 50 متر برای مدرسی که تو همون رنج هست. اما فراتر از این قضیه اگر بخوان پیش برن میشه غواصی در اصل آزاد مسابقاتی که حالا ایشون یه مسئله هم راجع به لول 4 یا ویو 4 یا ویو 4 سیستم مولچانوف توضیح دادن که گفتن که اینو دارن دیولپ میکنن یا به اصطلاح دارن آماده میکنن برای کسانی که علاقه‌مند هستن و اولین سیستمی است که در جهان داره این کارو انجام میده که برای علاقه‌مندانی که میخوان وارد منطقه در اصل غواصی آزاد مسابقاتی بشن. این دوره هم دوره ویو 4 هم دوره مدرسی ویو 4 و هم دوره اینستراکتور ترینری ویو 4، یعنی کاملا بعد از اتمام 3 لول ویوی که توی سیستم مولچانوف تعریف شده که ایشون جزو تیم در اصل تعریف کننده دوره هستن، ما وارد منطقه در اصل غواصی آزاد مسابقاتی میشیم که حالا به قول ایشون میگه این به این شکل نیست که شما بعد از یه دوره مثلا 40 متر برید. میگه دوستان بعد از 5 سال یا 7 سال یا 10 سال خودتون رو کجا میبینید؟ میخواین قهرمان جهان بشید یا یعنی چیزی نیست که شورت ترم یا توی مدت زمان کوتاه شما بتونید به دست بیارید. نیاز به تمرینات خیلی پیشرفته تر داره. سوال شماره 3 که من میخوام از ایشون بپرسم این هستش که ما به طور معمول چه کارهایی باید انجام بدیم از جمله تمرین کردن رژیم غذایی غیره برای اینکه بتونیم در حیطه غواصی آزاد تفریحی به راحتی غواصی بکنیم؟ خب این مسئله هست که ما حالا بعضی دوستان سریع میگن رژیم غذایی خاص میخوام یا اینکه تمرین کردن خاصی میخوام و این مسئله رو میخوام از ایشون بپرسم. Okay, back to you, Oli. The third question is that what should we do in general? I mean, trainings, diets, and etc. to comfortably dive inside recreational zone. I mean, because as you know, to become a professional freediver, I mean, professional as a competitive freediver, not as a freedive instructor also. What do you suggest? I mean, what should we do as a routine, as a daily routine? Is there anything needed to do that, or is it just, I mean, fine?
You already said the most important part of it. You said daily. So keeping on it, you know, we don't need a pool, we don't need open water to improve as freedivers, to work on technique. And we did a workshop about exactly that topic also together with Vitomir, which you can see on the YouTube channel of Molchanov, so you will easily find that video, where we introduced a model which I use in my school at Freedive Flow. We use a model to more or less categorize, identify with students that are not on Gilead, that are not diving with us, those who are at home in Singapore or in Iran, back in the places where there's no deep water. And so then we work with them and try to figure out, okay, what do you specifically need? And there's basically 4 areas, and it's not only fitness. Fitness is one of the areas, but all the techniques most of the techniques can be trained in the dry and in the pool. So let's say equalization technique, can be trained every day at home and can be trained in very shallow water in the pool as well. So the first equalization, relaxation in the pool, relaxation technique, third topic, huge topic, that can you relax on demand? This takes months and years of experience and working with relaxation techniques, easy things like body scan, more complicated things like deconcentration of attention, stuff like that. Get into that and work with it every day. Use breathing techniques like full breath cycles. That's my next topic that I will make a video about. The full breath cycle seems to be the magic ingredient that people need to do and understand how to do it themselves. And all of a sudden you train for that, and next time when you go to the pool or you go to open water, you just relax on command and your dives are 10 times better. So you have many factors before you have to talk about gym and running and diet and all that stuff that is, as you said before, is a question and a necessity for athletes, but not for recreational freedivers. So create your own training. Maybe we can link that video or find that video later that we did with Vitomir, and that's exactly the thing. Daily training, it doesn't need to be an hour. 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours per week.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's a very nice thing to hear. I mean, because I've attended your webinar and you were talking about those four pieces of freediving, like technique. I remember the diagram that you draw. It was very helping. I mean, just between me and you, but I'm going to explain this to the audiences so they understand what you have said. دوستان من سوالی که پرسیدم ایشون جوابی که دادن میگن که برای بحث غواصی ریکریشنال مثل غواصی در از کامپتیتیو نیست. مهمتر از اینه که شما بپرید مثلا برید بخواید ورزش بکنید توی جیم، حالا وزنه بزنید، ورزش هوازی بکنید. ایشون چند تا نکته اساسی تر هست که میگن اولا که نیاز نیست شما حتما دسترسی داشته باشید به دریا یا به استخر. مثلا میگن تکنیک‌های اکولایز رو که یکی از این مسائل مهم است در خونه میتونید کار کنید یا توی استخر خیلی کم عمق میتونید کار انجام بدید. بحث دیگه که خیلی روش تاکید داشتن بحث ریلکسیشنه، بحث آرامشه. چون آرامش میگن باید جوری باشه اینقدر شما تمریناتی که باعث آرامش میشه، مثل چرخه کامل تنفسی. حالا من از ایشون میخوام یه توضیحی راجع به چرخه کامل تنفسی بدم، خیلی مسئله جالبیه. این چیزی نیست که هر روز و همه جا تو هر کتابی بشه پیدا کرد. من از ایشون میخوام که حالا توضیح بدم. میگن زمانی که بعد از که شما تمرینات دائم میکنید، فقط میگن روزی 10 دقیقه برای مثال داخل خشکی، روزی 10 دقیقه توی خونه، بهتر از اینی که مثلا هفته 1 ساعت 2 ساعت تمرین سخت بخواید بکنید. روزی 10 دقیقه این کارا رو انجام بدین، همیشه آمادگی رو دارید. میگه به محض که وارد آب بشید باید مانف کوچکترین زمان ممکنه سریع میرید روی این حالت دایو زدن، برای که خیلی خوب میتونید کارتون رو انجام بدید. یه مسئله دیگه راجع به سوال قبلی بود که من داشتم فکر میکردم که الان بهتون بگم در ارتباط با مرزی میان غواصی آزاد تفریحی. این مسئله بود که ایشون میگن که یک آدم اوریج، شخصی که معمولیه، نه حالا توانایی خیلی خاصی داره، فقط در حد سلامت خیلی ساده باشه، میتونه که از تا لول آخر غواصی آزاد رو به راحتی بره. فقط با این تمرین‌ها با تکنیک درست میتونه این کارو انجام بده. شما نیاز نیست که یک آدم خاص باشید با توانایی خاص که بخواید این کار رو انجام بدین. سوال چهارم رو من میخوام ازشون بپرسم. The fourth question I just explain in Farsi and then I come back to and ask it in English. چه تعهداتی باید توسط یک ورزشکار در غواصی آزاد رقابتی از جمله روتین‌های تمرینی، زمان یا غیره انجام بشه برای اینکه در حیطه غواصی آزاد رقابتی باقی بمونه؟ این برای کسایی که دوست دارن بحث غواصی آزاد رقابتی. الان آقای اولی جزو معدود کسایی هستن که تو بحث ویو 4 برای اولین بار هستش که طبق گفته ایشون یه سیستم آموزشی در دنیا میخواد این کارو انجام بده. شاید واقعا یک از بهترین آپشن‌ها سوال کردن از ایشون باشه که این قضیه رو برای ما توضیح بدن. The fourth question is regarding the competitive freediving which you have been working on as in wave 4 for Malchino when you are developing this, and I just told the audiences that you can help us with this. You're one of the few persons that can help us with this question. Is that what the commitments that has to be made by an athlete to do competitive freediving, like training routines, time we need to invest, or etc., to stay inside competitive freediving zone?
Well, that's a very good question. Like, how much time does an athlete have to invest to be an athlete? And that's, again, very individual. I can speak from my own experience there. I was not a freedive athlete. I was a handball professional. So I don't know how, you know which handball, not the one against the wall. It's like soccer, but you play it with your hands. This hand.
I know.
Okay, yes, because in some countries, they think it's you play against the wall and like hit the ball against the wall or something. I don't even know.
No, they all know handball is.
Okay, good. So I was a professional in that. And that was in my age. I started when I was 18 on professional level, and I finished when I was 31. And the main difference between my life then as a sport athlete and now as it's still my life sport or freediving, but I'm not an athlete. The difference is back then, freediving, handball was clearly the number one in my life. It was before university, before my girlfriend, before my holidays. Everything was second. There was no discussion. First of all was always training and planning and whatnot and traveling and so on for the sport. So that's like when you are totally an athlete, then you will plan your life around the sport. So you maybe still have a day job. You still are a coder in a company or whatever. It's fine. You can still do that. But what dictates your year plan, your monthly plan, when do you have time for your family, when do you have time to see your friends and so on, will be dictated by the sport and your own plan and your commitment to that. So that is the main difference between being an athlete and being just a hobbyist and a recreational freediver. And then again, there's a big colorful zone in between. Some invest a little more and sacrifice a little more from their family life and from their friends' time and from their work time. Maybe they even can reduce their work time and invest more in training. And some do not. So there's a big part in between again.
Mm-hmm. That was, very interesting that you explained this. I mean, you explained it the best way possible, actually. Just do a quick translation, and come back to you and ask the next question. دوستان، ایشون میگن که ببینید اون زمانی که بحث ورزش حرفه‌ای پیش میاد، ایشون خودشون هندبالیست بودن قبل از دانشگاه، قبل از اینکه ازدواج کنن، قبل از دوست دخترشون، حالا به طبق گفته خودشون اول هندبال بوده. ببینید شما زمانی که میخواید یک در اصل ورزشکار حرفه‌ای باشید، حالا چه توی زمینه بحث غواصی آزاد چه توی رشته دیگه، تمام زندگی شما حول و حوش رشته ورزشیتون باید باشه. یعنی ارتباطاتتون، حتی ایشون میگن اگه کار مثلا میگه شما توی یک شرکتی که کار کامپیوتر، مثلا برنامه‌نویس کامپیوتری هستید، دارید کار میکنید، زندگی شما باید حول و حوش ورزشتون برنامه‌ریزی بشه، حتی کار شما. یعنی دوستانی که قصد دارن که این رشته یا هر رشته دیگر به طور کلی به عنوان رشته تخصصی ورزشیشون انتخاب کنن و بتونن به اون مدارج بالاتر بخوان برنامه‌ریزی کنن برسن، باید طوری برنامه‌ریزی کنن که در اولویت رشته ورزشی که میخوان کار بکنن باشه، بعد کارشون باشه، بعد خانوادهشون، بعد ارتباطاتشون و غیره. من ازش بهشون گفتم واقعا تا به بهترین شکل ممکن که میشد این قضیه توضیح داد، ایشون این قضیه رو توضیح دادن. من سوال پنجم میخوام از ایشون بپرسم که بیشتر برمیگرده این سوال به خودم یا دوستانی که مثل من دارن این رشته رو در اصل آموزش میدن در ایران. Okay, the next question, Oli, is the fifth question, which is about me and you, I mean, in general, about instructors or the other instructors which are active in this field and they are teaching freediving as a sport or as recreational freediving. The question is that for us as freediving instructor, is there differences in motivations we give to students who want to become recreational or competitive freedivers? And is there a risk in what we say and ask them to do? This is very important because sometimes we manipulate in some cases. When we ask someone to, concentrate on breathing, concentrate on something else than what they are actually doing. I mean, holding their breath or going down deep. Are there risks in that? I mean, when I push someone too far, I mean, it has happened to you already. I know, I'm sure. For example, you know, there is someone who has attended, for example, level 2 of IDA, and he's just maybe few meters to the minimum requirement to pass IDA course. And we just start to manipulate them. We just start to give them something which, I mean, I think which is not true. We just want to have them more think about themselves, to be you know that maybe I cannot explain that very good. It's some sort of feeling or so. So what do you think? I mean, for example, when we want to push someone to go far as like 45, 40 meters, 50 meters dive, are there risks included in that? I mean, what do you think? I mean, what's your opinion about that?
I think I have a big advantage in that because I have two advantages. I already had my sports career. I knocked myself out with training until I blacked out in the gym while running or hitting an opponent or whatever. So I had my competitive life already before I started freediving. The only reason I started freediving is because I enjoyed it, and I still enjoy it. I can tell you with confidence, I started freediving exactly 10 years ago, and I never ever did anything in freediving which I did not enjoy. So even if I do a CO2 table, or if I want to reach a new depth, I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not going to push myself to a place where I go like, no, fuck it, I don't want to do that. And that is the advantage, that I don't feel I have to be better than someone else, or I have to improve every day. I don't have this competition attitude in me anymore. And I think that's exactly the attitude that we should have towards freediving. It's not a competition. It's finding enjoyment in everything you do. And that is true for the first day of freediving until the guy who is doing 50-meter dives like that. Because there's my second advantage. I was a terrible freediver. I could not do anything when I started, because I came from this athletic background. So you can imagine what happened to my CO2 tolerance for freediving. I had zero. I was trained for 15 years of my life to react on CO2. So I could not hold my breath for longer than until my CO2 receptors went on, and then I just had to breathe. It took me so long to relax into that. The same is there for swimming, like finning technique, flexibility to even have a straight body, not even to speak of bringing your arms up. I did not have this sort of flexibility. I was built like a tank. My body was trained to work like a tank, to defend myself from getting hit. So my flexibility was very specific, but for something else, not for freediving. I could not equalize at all when I started freediving. I had to go feet first and swallow so I could do a dive to 15 meters in my first course. Head first, couldn't equalize. So every single thing I had that I can do now, and I think I'm quite a good freediver by now, but I had to learn it step by step, and I could only do it the way I said before, by enjoying the process, by enjoying getting up every morning a half an hour earlier to do my cleaning exercises, to do my exercises for equalization, to do some sun salutations, to work on my flexibility and so on. But I enjoyed the process. So it's to answer your question, hopefully, it's the same for a beginner first day as for an athlete that is going to 50, 60 meters. It's if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then you're doing it wrong. Stop doing it. Take 2 steps back. Enjoy what you do. If you don't enjoy what you do, you train your mind to resist. If you push your mind to a place where you don't want to be, your mind will find a way to stop you. And the way is actually stiffness, tension. if your mind is not relaxed, your mind will take care that there is some stiffness somewhere in your body, and as you go down, you cannot equalize anymore. You might even hurt yourself, or as you do dynamic, you use so much oxygen and produce so much CO2, you will come up, don't worry. So you cannot force yourself, and if you will force yourself, you will get into trouble, and you just don't like it. You will stop doing it. So do it with enjoyment or don't do it.
I just lost you for a few last seconds, but I understood what you mean. But Oli, do you think that, I mean, we as instructors, is it, to be more specific, is it a good thing to motivate someone, you know, to go a little bit just further, maybe to do, to push the limits, to be more specific, you know, to do what he's going to come to achieve in that specific level of freediving that he's doing, he or she is doing?
I would never say, I changed my mind in the last 4 or 5, or actually since I work now based on the teachings of Natalia Molchanova, I changed my teachings to, you have to push your limits. This was the AIDA way, and when you read the manuals there is go one step beyond the limits is like a sort of the spirit of it. And now I would say, no, stay inside the comfort zone, and your comfort zone will expand over time. That's how I see it now.
Yes.
So
exactly.
Maybe for your situation with a student that is reaching 10 meters and then turns and comes up, and then 10 meters again and comes up and doesn't go deeper. There, the question is, and you can see that the student is fine, the student can equalize, the finning technique is all right, the duck dive is fine, the head posture is fine. So then the question is very interesting, like, why do you turn? Why do you stop? And not as a,
it's in the head.
and not as, you know, like you're doing it wrong. Just as a really genuine question. How does it feel? How do you feel down there? What do you worry about? You have to find a soft approach to that this student realizes, like, oh, I actually have it already. It's just I don't trust myself yet, or what is it? But I'm still saying it's a soft approach that you cannot tell the student. You just have to go one step beyond the comfort zone. I wouldn't do that, like in motivation or pushing. It's like, yeah, you can do it. You can find it in yourself.
That's great. I'll just switch back to Persian so I explain it to the viewers. ببینید من راجع به این قضیه بیشتر در ارتباط با حالا مدرسین بحث غواصی آزاد هست، کسانی که در اصل موتیویت میکنن یا میخوان در اصل تحریک میکنن. تحریک کردن شاید واژه خیلی خوبی نباشه، من واژه خیلی خوبی براش پیدا نمیکنم توی ذهنم. انگیزه دادن برای 1 متر یا 2 متر بیشتر رفتن، انگیزه دادن برای رسیدن به یک عمقی که شاید حد پاس شدن اون لول مشخصه. ایشون میگن قضیه که هست، زمانی که شروع کردن حالا خودشون خیلی دوست داشتن، انقدر تمرین میکردن که بلک آوت میشدن، انقدر ادامه میدادن که حالا به قول معروف فقط بحث رقابتی توی ذهنشون بود و فریدایور خوبی نبودن اصلا. میگه تو طول این سالیان یاد گرفتن تا زمانی که آدم لذت میبره از این قضیه، این داستان رو باید ادامه بده. یعنی حتی شما اگر به یه حدی میرسید که احساس میکنید اون حد نامناسبی برای شماست، یا اون عمر یا اون زمان نامناسب و شما از انجام اون کار لذت نمیبرید، میگن چند قدم برگردید به عقب. یعنی حتما لزوم نداره که ما چه به عنوان غواص آزاد چه به عنوان مدرس غواصی آزاد همیشه رو به جلو بخوایم حرکت بکنیم. ما باید، ایشون میگن لذت بردن توی هر حالتی از بحث غواصی آزاد اهمیت داره و اینکه حالا چه کسی که خودش غواصی آزاد میکنه، چه کسی آموزش میده، بعد همه مسائل رو در نظر بگیر. حالا توضیحات مفصل‌تر رو من توی آجی تی وی براتون میذارم با توضیحات بیشتر. سوال شماره 6 این هستش که برای ما مدرسان غواصی آزاد هدف کلی از آموزش غواصی آزاد چیست؟ آیا هدف اصلی متمرکز بر پرورش ورزشکاران حرفه‌ای یا نشان دادن راهی به مردم برای رهایی از روزمرگی و آرامش؟ نظر شما چیه؟ Okay, Oli, back to you. The sixth question is, what is the main goal of teaching freediving for us as freedive teachers in general? Is it mainly focused to make professional athletes or to give people a way of redeem to redeem of everyday life and relaxation. What's your opinion? No. Which I think know. What is it?
2.
Number 2.
Number 2, 100%. And it's such a beautiful thing that we're doing. And it's not beautiful just because you can go then and dive with fish on a reef or with turtles and whatnot. It is a beautiful experience, and I think an important experience for everybody to have a daily practice of relaxation technique, breathing technique, maybe some stretching and flexibility work. It's very healthy. It's very fruitful. It makes you start to work with your mind in a very gentle way, which is something that I think is missing almost everywhere. We don't go to school and learn to meditate, for example, but we should. So why not start with freediving a little later, because we missed out on meditation in school.
That was great. ایشون میفرمایند که مسلماً حالت دوم هستش، یعنی هدف از دوره‌های غواصی آزاد بحث قهرمان پروری نیست، واقعا اینطوری نیست. هدف از دوره‌های غواصی آزاد رسیدن به آرامشه. ایشون میگه که توی مدرسه به ما به آرامش رسیدن یاد ندادن. خب چرا؟ غواصی آزاد یک راه حل خیلی خوبیه برای اینکه ما بتونیم به آرامش برسیم. و اینکه لذت بردن از این ورزش به هر حال در اولویت هست و موارد دیگر خب به طبع اتفاق خواهد افتاد در مراحل بعدی. حالا اگه کسی علاقه من داشته باشه که تون بحث در اصل رقابتیش رو در نظر بگیره. سوال 7 من قول دادم به آقا چمران عزیز که این سوال رو از شما، از آقای اولی بپرسم. خارج از موضوع است البته، ولی چون من قول دادم حتما این کار میکنم. ایشون خیلی پیگیر این داستان بوده و من که خودم رو موظف تونستم اینو بپرسم. این هستش که برای خلاصی از گرفتگی‌های سینوس چه کاری میشه انجام داد؟ روتین روزانه یا تمرینی ارائه کنید راجع به این قضیه. Okay, Oli, the 7th question is off topic. It's about the most, the problem of that most freedivers that they have, which is I think is the equalization problems and the sinuses congestion and those sort of stuff. So can you please give us a few trainings, an everyday routine to get rid of congested sinuses, or can you guide us that we can go, for example, to see any videos that they guide us through getting rid of the bad sinuses?
Very good question, and I know a big problem for many people that are living with air condition, or now I'm in DC, so it's a very dry area, and I can feel it how everything is
air condition over there. I can
see it there. It's the same way we usually live in Indonesia, air condition everywhere. So, and that is a problem that the mucus is not fluid enough, so it doesn't come out, and it sits in the sinuses, and then you might get infections from that, or simply all mucus is sticky and it just sits in there and can block the passages, which is not the only problem for equalization problems, just saying that. You are blurring out. Can you still hear me in a moment?
Yes, I can. Yes, it's the same over here, and now it's much better now. I can see you.
Okay, so it's just a video problem.
It's a long way, from Iran to USA.
Yeah, it's a long way around the planet. All right, so yes, daily cleansing exercise should be a part of a routine, especially if you live with air condition. So, of course, there is a video about that. It's also on the Molchanov's channel, and you can find it there. It's where I explain a basic technique, which is called Nadi Shodan, and it's a combination of alternate nostril breathing, which many people know, and a strong breathing technique where you do exercises with your belly, where you do the so this is called Bastrika. And
it's through the nose, yes?
Yeah, you do it. You combine it, the Nadi Shodan, alternate the nostril breathing, and Bastrika. So that's the very short explanation how it works. And this is it helped me a lot to get over chronic congestion. So that's one of the things 10 years ago that I learned when I could not equalize. I understood Frenzel. I could do it to a certain degree, but I still could not equalize because I was chronically congested. So I started doing this exercise every day for, I don't know, 2 months about, and then it was fine. Then I got a new circulation of mucus going, and all of a sudden I was not sticky anymore. So that video you find, it's a 1 hour or 45-minute video where I go step by step through how you can learn this technique, how you apply it, how you count it. And if you have any questions about that, you can always send me a message on social media or email.
Okay, if you can do us a favor and please put the link in the comments area. I think it's a YouTube video, I believe.
It's a YouTube video on the Molchanov's channel. Maybe someone else can find it quickly because I'm here on the phone. I can try, but I have to leave the conversation for that. Not?
Okay, while you're finding it, I do an explanation to the viewers. Yes. ایشون میگن که ویدیویی هست، حالا البته که الان لینکش رو من خواهش کردم که برامون بذارن، اما تکنیک در اصل 2 تا تکنیک یوگا، یعنی ترتیب تخلیه 2 تا بینی با اون تنفسی که از طریق دیافراگم به صورت حالا شدید انجام میشه، این تکنیک خیلی میتونه کمک بکنه. خودشون هم مشکل رو داشتن. توضیحی که دادن میگن یک از مسائلی که ایراداتی که اتفاق میفته به خاطر همین بحث سیستم‌های تهویه است، مثل همین ایر کاندیشنی که توی اتاق من هست. یعنی وقتی روشن باشن این در اصل میوکس یا اوکی یس میتونید اون لینک رو توی یوتیوب دنبال بکنید و این ویدیو اونجا هست. این داخل سینوس ها انباشته میشه، این مخاط قدیمی ممکنه خشک بشه داخل بینی و انباشته بشه، عفونت بکنه. با تمرینی که ایشون هست، یک از روش‌هایی هست که میتونید استفاده بکنید برای که از این قضیه خلاص بشین. فکر میکنم خیلی چیز خوبی هستش. یه سوالم فکر میکنم اجازه بدید من یه سوال یکی از دوستان پرسید، به نظرم جالب بود، حالا تا فرصت هست من ازشون بپرسم. بله آقا محمود نوشته که میشه بپرسید دلیل سرگیجه هنگام اکولایز چیه؟ من حالا این توضیح میتونم بهتون بدم. به خاطر سرگیجه به خاطر افزایش فشار داخل گوشه میانی میتونه اتفاق بیفته. یک از مطالبی هستش که ما توی بحث آموزشی لول 3 آیدا اینو قضیه رو باز میکنیم و توضیح میدیم. اختلاف فشار بین 2 تا گوش میتونه باعث به وجود من سرگیجه بشه، چون سیستم تعادلی به هم میخوره. یعنی اگر حالا به دلیل گرفتگی توی گوشی فشار بالا باشه نسبت به گوش دیگه، درست اکولایز نشه، یک از گوشه درست ما به زور اکولایز میکنیم، فشار یک از گوشا بره بالا یا به هر دلیلی موقع بالا اومدن یک از گوشا گرفتگی معکوس اصطلاحا یا ریورس بلاک داشته باشه، باعث میشه که هوا تخلیه نشه و اینکه وقتی تعادل بین گوش چپ و راست به هم میخوره احتمال داره که ما به قول سنس اف دایرکشنمون رو از دست بدیم. یعنی اون حالت سرگیجه است که یالا ورتیگو میگن اصطلاحاً، اون ممکنه حادث بشه پیش بیاد. One of the friends he has asked about the dizziness while doing equalization sometimes, and I just explained that it's because of the difference between the pressure between the left and right ear due to. So I think it is right. Or do you want to add anything? I mean, if you do want to talk about that.
When dizziness is already happening because of the different pressures, then it's already quite a bad disbalance between the 2 ears. So if that happens while going down, then one ear must be quite badly under pressurized. So careful with that.
So they have to turn and come back up.
Stop. Yeah.
Okay, something weird.
Don't go deeper if you cannot equalize both ears. So that's also actually a thing that I realized in the last few years, that in the older manuals, in the AIDA manuals, we say equalize when you feel the pressure. Now I'm more on the position saying try to equalize before you feel any pressure.
Mm-hmm. That's correct. Yeah. And okay. I know that you are very busy with all the things that you're doing.
Yeah, it's lunchtime in 10 minutes.
Yes. And thanks for your time anyway. And it was an honor to have you here, because it's a truth actually. I mean, you in general, I mean, you, Alexi, Molchano, and many other people that are working on these topics about freediving and stuff. So you are the pioneers of this. And I mean, if someone wants to get the latest updates, I think you are one of the few people that can help us through that. I mean, to know the latest updates of what has to be done, or what changes that is done in the sport that we used to think that was right and it is not. Like some of the training techniques that we have done, like full long stretches, which I had to do a topic for Richard Wonko on that. It was a full long stretch technique.
Plus packing in the dry.
No, it wasn't plus packing actually. I'm not very good in packing. But I myself have done a short video to the viewers. I mean, using the full long stretches, because it helped me. But as you said, the new standards, it has been changed, and we better have to avoid it to not get hurt. So, I mean, to add of what you said, and to your replies to the questions, I just want to let you know that it was very helpful for us. And if you can have more live videos for the freedive lovers back here in Iran in future, I mean, so we can arrange all the other topics which people want to ask questions about, and you can come and we can have a short discussion, but at the right time, so you don't lose your lunch time.
Sure, like I love to do these things now that I spend a lot of time online talking about freediving, and then also beyond freediving, like teach old people how to use their lungs. It has nothing to do with freediving. It's I think a very fruitful time, as difficult as it is, of course, as well. So thank you very much for having me, and let's keep in touch. We've been talking now for how many years that I want to come and visit you someday, but we keep on it.
Obstacles.
We just postpone it a bit.
Yes, obstacles, Yeah, sometimes, actually I was planning to come to visit you back in, my wife just, she told me, that we can go and live in Bali for a few years in the close future. I said, yes, if it is possible, we can go to Oli and I can go freediving.
Let's see when I get back there as well. Right now, there's no way to go there. Everything is closed, especially where my school was. My school is closed. On Gili Air, it's like, no-go zone. So we will see how this will develop.
Exactly. So if I think you may be able to give us maybe future live videos on Instagram when you have time, so we can discuss about the other topics if it's okay with you.
Sure. Stay in touch, and we have always time for another chat.
That's great. Yeah, the quarantine helped us to be in more connection.
Yeah, the long distance connections are actually more intense, and the very close connections with the neighbors and the family are like, oh, that's what we're missing. Huh?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yes, I missed a lot time with my kid, because I was so busy with the stuff that I do. So it's a good time, you honor life, you honor being together,
Absolutely,
it's great.
I'm still on my honeymoon with my wife now. We got
really?
Married in December, and we wanted to do honeymoon next month in Italy after teaching a pre-course there, so we can't go. So now it's our honeymoon here at home in DC.
That's great. That's great. As soon as we decided to go to Italy, my sister, she lives in Padova. It's close to between Milan and the other city, Venezia. So it's in between, yes. So if you go there, maybe I can arrange to
sure.
to go out. Yes.
Yeah, that will be sometime in the future. We have no idea when it will happen, but we will definitely do the same thing. Go to the Y40 with Alexei, with Itamir, and give the full power run.
Sure. It's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes drive from my sister's house.
Oh, there you go.
I've been there. Okay, thank you so much, Oli, for your time, and I really enjoyed it myself. I hope that also the viewers have enjoyed it. So I hope to see you next time.
I thank you for having me, and I hope to see you soon as well. Maybe online right here again.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, thank you.